Hello and welcome back to Love in Life. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, you might be wondering why the hell I'm sat here with a hat on. And the answer is twofold, actually. Number one, it's bloody cold. My hands are freezing. Now, I know obviously my hat is on my head, but I find it just warms me up. And the second reason is because I need to wash my hair. But there we go. So I'm sat here with my bobble hat on. I do actually rock this bobble hat, if I'm honest. So yeah. How are we all doing? Oh my God, who has watched the Super Bowl halftime show? I am absolutely obsessed. Like, when I say I'm obsessed, I actually feel like I have a problem. I've watched it so much. And in fact, this morning I've done a breathwork session with a couple of lovely ladies who may be listening now, so hi if you are. And this afternoon when I was eating my lunch, I sat down and on my laptop I put YouTube on and I watched the halftime show. I can't tell you how many times I've done it. It just makes me so happy. I do not speak Spanish, but I literally just feel so much joy from watching it. And basically Bad Bunny is now my algorithm, as I'm sure it is with many other people. So yeah, I've absolutely loved it. You may have seen my reel, which I shared that my son, so George, my youngest, asked me, I hope he doesn't mind me telling people this, but there we go. I said, who enjoyed the halftime show? And George straight away was like, I loved it. I loved the story behind it. I loved what it represented. And oh my God, that made me so proud. That's one of those moments that made me think, yeah, do you know what? I have actually done a good job as a mum. As you may have guessed, one of my big things, and this isn't just for the podcast, this is just life in general for me, much more so in the last few years as well, is coming at everything from a place of love. And I know I shared an episode about this back in December, I think. Come at everything from a place of love. So it really actually made me feel really emotional with the sign at the end that said the only thing more powerful than hate is love. And that is so true. So that is what we're going to talk about today. Now, when I talk about love as a vibration, as a vibrational frequency, I've said so many times I'm going to go into this in more detail in an episode. So I'm actually going to do that today. Now, there is a chart called the Map of Consciousness, and it was originally created by a guy called David R. Hawkins. Now, I originally learned about this in a book called Power versus Force, I think, and it was one of my most powerful self-development books I have ever read. It literally has taught me everything I know, or it certainly got me started on my journey of looking at vibrational frequencies. Now, the Map of Consciousness is a chart, a scale with the energies of different feelings, different emotions, and different ways of being. So on this chart, at the very bottom, we have got things like shame, fear, anger, and then at the top is, I might actually share this, at the top is enlightenment. That is the top, but we've also got things like peace, love, acceptance. They are really high on the scale. So yeah, I'm going to share something that I've created. I actually created it for my manifesting group, but I'm going to share this document with you. I will pop the link in the show notes. And this is slightly adapted, okay? I've adapted it myself. It's based on David R. Hawkins' version, but it's my own version. Okay, so the lowest vibrational frequencies. This means that you are vibrating at a very low frequency. So as you can imagine, these are things like feeling worthless, feeling deep embarrassment, and hiding. So that is linked with shame. And then fear, we've got emotions like anxiety, worry, avoidance, and overwhelm. Anger, we've got things like frustration, irritation, blame. So as you can imagine, hate sits somewhere at the bottom. Hate is such a low vibration, and if you are experiencing lots of feelings of hate, frustration, worry, anxiety, then, and this is the reason why this was in my manifesting group, is because if that's what you're vibrating at, that's what you're going to attract back. Okay, and then towards the top of the scale, we've got love. Let's talk about love, because that is actually what we're talking about today. Thank you to Bad Bunny. Now, whether you like Bad Bunny or not, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even know who Bad Bunny was before I watched the halftime show. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I always watch the halftime show because, I don't know, I like it. But up there with love, we've got feelings and emotions like compassion, forgiveness, gratitude, and a way of living that vibration, that vibrational frequency, is to have a viewpoint of, I see the good in myself and others. And that often means that we have to come from a place of compassion. We have to come from a place of forgiveness and gratitude. And if you don't always feel yourself coming from that place, that's okay. I'm not here to say that everybody should be vibrating at that frequency all the time, because that's just not life, unfortunately. But if you can just remind yourself or ask yourself the question when you are dealing with a situation that you feel uncomfortable with, a situation that you're not happy with, a situation where somebody has wronged you, ask yourself, am I coming from a place of love? And that's not to say that we are going to let people walk all over us. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. It's coming from a place of understanding. We don't have to agree with people, but can we forgive? Can we show compassion? Because here is something really interesting. When we feel love, when we feel feelings of along the vibrational frequency of love, compassion, understanding, empathy, forgiveness, when we feel those feelings, when we experience those emotions, we actually send safety signals to our body. Like, that is our body saying it's safe, we're safe. Because of this, because we feel safer, because we are vibrating at a higher frequency, our oxytocin levels rise as well. You will find that your shoulders soften. You will find it's easier to breathe. Whereas when you feel feelings of hate or fear or frustration, survival mode is activated. The complete opposite of what is activated when we feel feelings of love. Okay, so when you feel like you've been wronged, when you feel like you are in a sticky situation, when you don't know what to do, try and come from a place of love if you can. And if you find that difficult, actually something that I like to do to send my love out to people is to actually imagine take the energy, my energy or my mind to my heart space and literally feel my heart opening up to people. That is the best way we can raise our vibration to the frequency of love. Hate requires a constant energy and a negative energy at that. Love supports itself. Hate spreads fast, but love spreads deep. Hate is loud, but love is steady, and steady wins over time. Love is not shouting back. It's holding a frequency that you don't have to give an answer. You can send out the energy of love to any situation. How do you respond when someone is sharp with you? How do you respond when someone disagrees with you? How do you respond when someone dismisses your work? How do you respond when someone says, fuck off with your positive vibes? If you've seen my reels recently, then you will know, I may have said in here before, That an old friend said that to me once. I am no longer friends with that person. This is actually a good example of that, of what I mean, what I'm trying to explain. That person is no longer my friend, but I released her with love, okay? We were not on the same frequency anymore. And I released our friendship with love and gratitude for what was. It was no longer that anymore. And I let that go. Not because she said to me, oh, fuck off with your positive vibes, but just because we weren't aligned anymore, and that's okay. So when I say come from a place of love, that's what I mean. We don't have to have beef with people all the time. It's just intentionally choosing our frequency in everyday small ways. So in a world at the moment that feels loud, it feels divided, it feels reactive, just remember that you don't have to match that frequency. You can choose love. You don't even have to tell people that you choose love. Feel love. Open up your heart. Feel love, feel compassion, feel forgiveness. And always remember that that doesn't make you naive. It doesn't make you soft. It makes you powerful. Okay, I'm off probably to watch Bad Bunny yet again. But if you've enjoyed this episode, please do share it with somebody. If somebody's going through a tough time and is trying to work out how to deal with that situation, if they are feeling so much frustration, oh, please do share this with them if you think it would help them. And that is then also helping me, because that is literally the best way that you can help me grow my podcast, grow my audience, and spread more love throughout the world. And God knows we all need it. Okay. I know I said this last week, but this literally is your last chance to join me, to sign up to join me live for Flow and Flourish on Sunday, the 15th of February. So if you're listening to this after, never mind. But I'm really looking forward to it. I've got some new things to add to it, very much based on what we have been thinking about in the podcast recently. So when I talked about our roles recently, we're going to integrate that into working with the energies of the seasons as well. Like what roles fit in with that energy. So if you want to join me, this is your last chance. And I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you so much for sharing. And I will see you next week. And I'm sending you so much love. Bye.